Hi everyone, and welcome back to part 3 of me and Cuba's riding journey. When I first started showing with Cuba, I had no idea I still had so much to learn, and honestly, this part of my journey is a little bit uncomfortable to share. We ran into some problems with kicking, and even though it was really dangerous, it was also frustrating, confusing, and definitely not something I'm proud of. But I want to share this with you because I think it's important for people to see that not everything's perfect all the time. Horses aren't robots, and neither are their riders. Me and Cuba are still growing, but have overcome lots of these problems. This was in the past. We're overcoming things together. So please, no hate. This is just our real story. At first, the kicking showed up randomly at a few shows. I didn't understand why. It was mostly because of my nerves. I didn't have the experience to read the signs yet, so we kept showing up and hoping it would get better on its own. But it didn't, so we went back to Lara for help. With Lara's guidance, things started to improve. We worked on softness, connection, and getting Cuba to use his body properly. For a while, it felt like we'd fixed it, but then came the New South Wales National Show, and everything changed again. Out of nowhere, on the first day of the show, Cuba kicked out. We were both confused. It was freezing cold and my hands felt like ice. The reins were like rubber. Cuba was fresh and something was clearly off, but we couldn't figure out what. On the second day, he was much better. Only a few kicks occurred. But that moment stuck in my mind. Something just didn't add up. After the show, we found out that his saddle wasn't fitting correctly. His saddle was extremely tight on his withers, causing pressure and discomfort, making it really hard for him to work correctly. I had no idea. And if you've ever tried saddle shopping, you'll understand how hard it is, especially with Western saddles. Finding something that fits both the horse and rider feels almost impossible. Went through temporary fixes with padding changes, and we just kept learning as we went. Cuba's much more comfortable now, and we've just purchased a new saddle. During this whole time, I also discovered something else about Cuba. He's a very smart horse, and if there's any way he can avoid using his body correctly, he would find it. Not in a naughty way, just in a work smarter, not harder kind of way. He was good at tricking us into thinking he was using his behind to push himself up, but really he was avoiding it and leaving it behind. So for the lead up to Nationals, we changed everything. We focused on building his strength, getting him to step under properly, and teaching him how to use his muscles the right way. It wasn't about perfection, it was about understanding, communication, and growth. And after all that hard work, Nationals finally arrived. Stay tuned for part 4, where everything gets put to the test.